Hello, I am live. So I am coming on here for fun because we're waiting for a few minutes and you know, this is just a one-time thing when you're Jeremiah. He's my 11th kid and he's 18 and he's in line to take his driver's test. And I thought, some people don't really realize what it's like in these little towns in New Hampshire going to the DMV. It can be kind of annoying. Sometimes there's a line, but I'm just going to turn the camera around and show you how country-ish this is. So this is the parking lot. This is the little office. So I've been here before when the line was out the door, depending. Things have changed. So now, since we had COVID, they decided, hey, I like doing appointments. So what we do now is we have to make appointments online. And if you don't do appointments online, you can come at like 8 a.m. and try to get in line first. And so that's what we did to get his license. We had a day off. So we didn't have an appointment. So we came early and we got in line right away. And we had to wait probably about an hour. And he took the written test and he passed. And so then if you do have time that day, they'll let you do the driver's test. But they didn't have time. So other than that, they will do an appointment. So we had an appointment about 2 weeks out. And so today is the day that he's going to test his driving skills with someone, whoever does the test. So I think he's a pretty good driver. And this is my car that he'll be driving. And in New Hampshire, you can actually drive when you're 15 and a half with someone who's 21 in the passenger seat. You do not need a permit. So you can actually drive without a permit in New Hampshire at 15 and a half. If you want a license from 16 to 18, you have to take driver's ed. I'm hearing that it's now up to $900 to take driver's ed in New Hampshire. So my next son down, he's going to be 17 in March, but he still wants to take driver's ed. They are actually booking out till next spring for driver's ed. And you have to pay a deposit from what I've heard. We haven't signed up yet, but he wants to do it. So what I've done in the past is my kids will pay for it themselves because I feel like if they pay for it themselves, they know the value of it. Plus, it's expensive. They work hard, they raise the money, but Jerry, he was kind of in and out. He had gone to Georgia for a while and he was going to get his license, but then he came home and we didn't have an extra car. And then we just felt like, hey, just wait till you're 18. It's much easier. If you get a license from 16 to 18, you have to take driver's ed, and you also have to have certain number of hours logged in as a driver. So Jerry actually had a permit in Georgia, and he drove with Naomi a lot, and he does pretty well driving, actually. So I don't know. I guess he's ready, but it still makes me nervous driving with a young driver. It's not easy to work with someone about driving when they're new. If you have kids, some people say, "Oh, I don't mind at all," but I always say I have PTSD because I've driven with so many new drivers. I don't really prefer it. And my husband is much better at teaching them how to drive, but he's not always available. So for me, am with them more. So it ends up being my job most of the time. So here we are, and I hope he passes today. If he doesn't, we'll just come back, but I'm thinking he probably will. So he already has his picture taken. He has everything in place. If he passes today, all he has to do is walk in and let them know, and they'll give him his license. It might be a copy. It might be one of those copies, and then wait for the license in the mail. I'm not sure. So, but that's what we were told. He's already had his picture taken, and all he has to do is walk in and get the license. So things have changed a little bit at the DMV. Right now, there's no line, which is nice. Usually, there's no line. During the COVID months, for a few months there, you weren't able to come down without an appointment. You had to follow all the protocols with the mask and 6 feet apart and all that nonsense. But now it's kind of back to normal, except that you can make an appointment. If you go in without an appointment, then you just have to wait until there's a good spot to fit you in, which so far it's been good if you show up real early. But anyway, hello from the DMV, and we may have another driver in the house. And, it's one of those things that comes up all too quickly. And I have another kid that can't wait until it's his turn. So that'll be one more after that, and I will be done with the new drivers. So, anyway, thanks for watching, and just thought I would give a report on location in Epping, New Hampshire. The I know some places they're a lot more complicated than this. I've always liked how simple this place was. This is not my town, but it's the next town up. This is actually the town that my mom grew up in and my grandparents lived all their lives, basically. So it's kind of coming home, and it's still the simple life here. It's real pretty. All right, thanks for watching. Bye bye.